Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm doing an update for the Deck of Panning Project Pan. This was created by Emily from Emily and Max, so I will leave her linked down below. This is a pretty fun project. You select random cards from a deck, and each number or suit correlates to a different prompt that Emily has created. She shuffles the game board every month, so you really don't know what you're gonna get, but the face cards do stay the same. I will have all the information down below where you can check Emily out and you can check out the game board yourself. I was working on 6 different prompts this last month and I have quite a bit of progress, so let's get into it. The only item I was working on last month that was from previous roll-ins was my ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Lunch Money. This is what it looked like last update, and that was after 38 uses. I was able to use this 17 more times, and this is what it's looking like. Definitely drying out a little more than it was. And I think after I film this video, I'm actually going to try Duraline in this and kind of repress it. If I do that, here's a picture. Hopefully by next update, I will have a new pan or use it up. I don't know. I have a total of 55 uses in this project, but I had previously hit pan on this last year. So I have quite a bit of use on this, and I'm really excited to call it an empty soon. Probably in the next 2 months, I would say. The remaining products were all rolled in last update. Let's start off with my Joker item. Yes, I did get the Joker last time, and if you're unaware, that is a product that you just really don't want to pan. And I picked this NYX powder blush. Can you tell where I got my inspiration for my makeup today? This is in the shade Desert Rose. I'm wearing it today. And now you know like why I didn't want to pan it, because it's so pigmented and it honestly is a little crazy for me, but I'm rocking it today. And I had 0 uses on this before I rolled it in. It was brand new. It wasn't like brand new. I've had it in my collection for years and I just never opened it or used it. My goal was 22 uses for the year 2022, and I was able to get 5 uses this month, which is actually more than I expected. And this is what it's looking like. There's no visible progress, and honestly, I don't expect the pan to change that much after I meet my 22 use goal, but we'll see about that. I think I will enjoy this a lot more in the summer when I have a little more color to my face. Right now it's just really pigmented, and this is like light-handed. So this guy will be in the project for the long haul. Next product was for the sentimental prompt, and I rolled in my Naked 2 Urban Decay Basics palette. This is sentimental because I purchased it specifically to wear on my wedding day, and this is what the palette was looking like. I didn't have a ton of use on this because, you know, after my wedding day, I kind of put it away and didn't use it, but my goal was to use each shade 5 times, and I did. I knocked this out. This is what the palette is looking like. No pans or anything, but you might be able to see some wear. And I managed to get my 5 uses out of each shade by just using every single shade 5 different times, like for a whole look. I used every single shade. And so I basically put this all over my lid, this very, very messily all over my crease and lid, this a little more precise but still kind of messy, my crease. I just deepened my crease with this shade, deepen my outer corner with this shade, and I either use this shade as a liner or just to deepen my outer corner even more. So it probably wasn't like the most creative use of this palette, but I'm happy that I got some more use out of it, and it's just gonna go back into my drawer. Maybe, you know, I'll roll in one of these shades for my Pan Those eyeshadows and then I'll hit pan, but for now it's just a nice little basic palette that will sit in the background. There's one rollout so far, so I'll be picking a new card, which is really exciting. The next prompt was to represent another project pan, and I chose Color Pan created by Misty. I will link her down below. But I rolled in my ColourPop bronzer in the shade Spectacle. This is what it looked like last time. It had a little bit of wear on it, but not too much. I used this a total of 19 times this month, so I didn't use it every time I did my makeup, but I did discover that this is more of a contour shade for me. Whenever I tried to use it as like an all-over bronzer, it started to look pretty muddy. This is what it is looking like after 19 uses. There is a little bit of a dip there, and I think I'm going to start using this in my brows as well, just so I can get the progress moving a little quicker. Up until this point, it's only been contour, and I think I've used it as like a crease shade once. But yes, I'm going to start using this in a few different ways to kind of pinpoint that pan. But I've done that before with a contour where I've used it in my eyebrows, so it's not out of the ordinary for me. I'm really hoping to have pan by next update. The next prompt was a gimme product, and I rolled in my Morphe Mini Continuous Setting Mist because I was already using this as an everyday setting spray, and I finished it. This was almost done when I rolled it in. I didn't know I was that close. I used this 9 times and it was done. But this has such a fine mist that I feel like I might have used too much every time I use it because I didn't feel like a lot was going on my face. I don't think I would repurchase this again. I'm really glad I got the mini so I could test out the formula and the canister or the sprayer. Another goal met and another new card coming in. And then the last prompt I got last update was this time last year. So I was looking back at this time last year, and I was on a pretty strict no buy. So I wasn't buying any makeup, but skincare was still in the cards. So I rolled in my Volition Hibiscus Unspottable Correcting Oil. And here are my line markings. This is where it was when I rolled it in. And I use this almost every night for like during my nighttime skincare. And so this is where I'm at after 23 uses. And I'm pretty confident that I will have this done by next update, which is awesome. I do enjoy this. I was only working on 5 cards previously, but last month I selected a card that made me add another product. And I think because I recently started 2 new project pans, I started the Office project pan and also the That's So 2000s project pan. I think I'm just gonna go back to 5 products. I will only be selecting 1 card, which I'm totally okay with, and it's still really exciting to see what I get. I'm gonna look for the Joker because you just put the card back. So I could get a Joker again. Really don't want to, but it's a possibility. Here is the game board on the screen. Like I said earlier, she randomizes the game board every month, so you could pull the same card as last time, but it turns out to be a different prompt, which is fun. But the face cards, like the king, the ace, king, queen, and jack, those all stay the same as last time. And of course the joker. Sorry, joking. So I'm just going to pick halfway. And I got a 4 of hearts. And that is A to Z shade. I actually got that on my very first round this year. So I'm going to go to a random letter generator. I think once I click into the website, it's going to generate a letter. What is it? Oh. Oh, okay. Let me go find a shade that starts with O, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found a shade. I literally only had 2 eyeshadows that had a name that started with an O, and 1 foundation shade that started with an O. So I had slim pickings. I really wanted to do the foundation, but it's not open, and I have so many other foundations that are going bad that I need to use up. So I decided to go with an eyeshadow, and it is from my brand new NARS Climax palette. And I think, so on the back of this palette, they do show the names, and the very top left is named Open Wide O. And you know how sometimes it's kind of confusing, like, oh, does it really mean the top left shade, or is this the shade like directly behind it? But with this guy, I know it's not true because it's like this is right side up, but if you look at it, it's like upside down. So I'm reading that as the top left shade in the palette, which is this beautiful neutral crease shade. So I think this will be fairly easy challenge for me. And I do want to hit pan. I want to see how long this will take. This palette is untouched, and I'm excited to pull it out and get to know it a little better. That's all for my deck of panning update. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to check out all the other creators that are doing this. Again, Emily and Max will be listed down below, as well as the spreadsheet and any other information that you'll need to know. If you enjoy makeup and panning content and you're not yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so. So I see you in the next video.